Hi, blessings everyone. My hair is wet once more. It feels really good. I always feel energy when there's water and when I'm wet, which I've spoken about before. So today is Wednesday, I believe. Oh no, it's Tuesday. There you go. Wrong day. Once again. Oh. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. It's Tuesday. It's the 30th of October, it says here, and it's the year 2018. I've been experiencing lots of time shifts. At least that's what I call them. I feel this energy moving through me. I've had this for a number of years, but I'm feeling it really, really strongly just now. Today, and I keep falling asleep as well, which is part of my processing where I need to get myself out of the way, so I just unconscious. Yesterday and today, in fact, it's probably been about 3 days of really feeling time moving through me. It's interesting, and also feels very weird. I can't get used to this at all. So anyway, I thought I would do a little video today and say hello to everyone. And so I've been rearranging myself while I'm doing it. Let me see what's coming through here. This area that I'm living in at the present time, there's lots of different cultures. It's really, it feels really beautiful actually. I love multicultural energy. And I didn't want to come to this area. It was very difficult for me. Everything in my being was saying to go in the other direction. But I really didn't have a choice in terms of this is what was showing up for me. And I had, I'd been in this amazing space and created this really powerful temple space and this feminine source of energy. It was full of paintings and gifts that had been gifted to me over the years. And it was a real heart space. And it was heartbreaking for me to leave. I didn't have a choice there either. I tried to I tried to go the other direction. I'd been having a difficult period since last September. And it's interesting talking about it. I don't have anyone around me that wants to listen to me at the moment. And it's been like that probably for about a year. And that's what happens when I'm going through a lot of physical change is that everybody disappears that I know. So I've learned to say, well, thank you for giving me this space. And also understanding that I'm in the collective. It's taken me a long time to realize that consciously, which means that I am being supported through the collective energy. And being a very high source individual, which I've always been, life has been very confusing for me on a mental, conscious level, as there never seems to feel as if there's any physical stability. But anyway, I've been here in this space, and it's very peaceful, and I'm very thankful. But I've still got my own battles going on, which we all have, with this processing that's going on. Getting lots of energy coming through today, loads of it. It's just really, I'm hearing it, this sound around me, and it's constant. Yesterday, I went out. I haven't been out much since I arrived here, really, because I don't know. I feel very lost. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know the area. I feel really weird. I don't feel connected. And yesterday, I went for a walk, and there's all these tiny little stores on the street. It's really quaint, and I feel as if I don't really live in this time. A person that's very linked with the ancients and very connected with the authentic. And in Edinburgh, I always feel when I'm in old parts of the city, particularly. Not that any of it's really new, but the really old parts. When I step into spaces, and there's lots of stone, and there's a feeling of, it's almost like coming, it's I would say it's like coming home, but there's also a sense of being in that time. And I've stepped back into time. So when I was out yesterday, I was walking in and out of these little stores, and they're all different cultures that are in the stores. There's Chinese, there's Indian, there's Arabic, there's African, Polish. I'm like, wow, this is amazing, because I could really feel that I was being fed this energy that I speak about. And they are small, and they feel, again, it's like stepping into another time. One of the stores I had been in once since I arrived here, and that was probably about 3 months ago. And there's a lovely Polish guy, and I love places that are not just authentic, but where it's a creative space. It's very much in my heart. And this little space that he was in was full of candles and magic, and there was hand-carved angels. It's really, really powerful, in the middle of something quite different there on the street. So you're stepping into this small sacred space, and I was looking at all these handmade items from Poland, and I was just expressing how beautiful they were, which they are, and a strong feminine feel in the store with beautiful flowers and waxed flowers and organic soaps. I bought some African soap made with shea butter, which I could only find online, and you had these in the store, and incense and beautifully shaped candles, and there's something really special about this place. And I was speaking to him, and he was in a wheelchair, and I didn't intrude into his space, but I was just emphasizing how beautiful the store was, and it's like a little gallery. And I was asking how long he'd been there, and he said he'd been there for 6 years. And I thought, wow, that's a good amount of time, to be somewhere. Because in Edinburgh, all these little stores they're all closing, and there's not a lot left. There's no mind, body, and spirit stores anymore in Edinburgh with crystals and magic. It's all changed, and it's become very commercial. And it's also become more, in many ways, I feel it's become more Scottish, which is just not my thing. Having said that, there are more cultures living in the city, and I'm very happy about that. And we have refugees coming in as well. And I feel good about all these energies coming in to the city, that we can offer something. Anyway, I went into the store yesterday, and this guy is there, and I was just saying hi and having a look at some paintings that had been painted on wood, and it was really beautiful, rustic feel to these paintings, and they were paintings of a goddess, a divine spirit, I would say. And he was saying that they had been painted by his wife, and I thought they were amazing. Anyway, from the first time that I saw him, when I came home, I felt energy going out to this guy, and it was really channeling through me, and there was obviously a connection there, and I felt connection with the store, and the energy was going out into their space. And when I saw him yesterday, I was asking him about something in the store, and he came out of the wheelchair, and he was on his feet. And I was just watching and observing, and I thought, wow. And he explained to me that he'd been living in Edinburgh for about 11 years. And after he'd been here for 6 months, he'd been in a motor accident, and he'd been in a wheelchair ever since. And he was in a lot of pain. And I could feel this magic around us as he was speaking, and all this beautiful energy that comes through me and that was being shared with him. And he had started walking 3 weeks ago. And it's at times like this, because I experience these types of events. I was experiencing them regularly in my life, miracles happening and magic. And I was aware that there had been this beautiful connection with him to support him through his process, and also of our connection and his life as a male, and his sensitivity. He's a very sensitive guy, has a lot of heart energy. And it was a really beautiful experience for me. I could feel myself being really connected in the space. And this is a space that I've been sending, or the energy was coming through me and it was going into the space rather than me consciously just sending energy. It's quite a different experience, this. And there'll be a reason why I'm sharing this today, because there's a sense of this divinity that we have, and this beauty of sharing through this oneness that I speak about, and the ability to transform and to really uplift. Beyond that, just letting go of the energy, of course, and allowing it to do its work. It's whatever the reasoning behind it. It's not my own. It's really part of this essence that I share. But I was very happy to feel that he was making progress, and I shared that with him. Also, lots of people from different parts of the globe, they really, and I find this fascinating. When I was staying in my previous home, which was very much a healing space and a healing home, what happens is I set up space in my home, the sacred feminine space. And the people that come into this space, and I had lots and lots of people coming to stay with me from all different cultures, and people go through transformation in the space without me doing anything. It's already there. And very often I would be visited by individuals who recognized that they were there for a purpose, and it was happening more and more as the energy was building up. And for the past 2 years, there had been more and more people coming into this like a retreat space. No, it wasn't a big space. It was 2 rooms that I rented in my home. And the people that come from different parts of the globe, they each have a story to tell. And they meet me through this essence that I speak about. And when they're comfortable with me, which is usually the case most of the time, they find that they're reconnecting with a part of themselves that is unconscious. So they consciously start to shift and understand their energy more clearly. And so lots of people, when they meet me, they either haven't heard of energy healing, they don't know what it is, and they don't understand it. I'm using the word understand because it's not really something that's understood. It's something that's experienced. But I listened to them, and this lovely guy yesterday, Andre, his name is, he was saying to me that he didn't understand, and he's also male. Excuse me, but that's, I mean, the masculine is interesting because they very often don't connect on the level that would be supportive for them because of something that's blocking, and it's usually the mind. But this, I'm not saying that's what this was, but the culture, and he had never experienced this before, and his English was not clear, and that's, again, that can actually be really helpful because being unclear and the sharing and speaking a different language can actually bring us both into the heart, and we communicate at heart level. And I find it fascinating when I meet someone that is non-English speaking, because I actually prefer that. But he wasn't able to understand it at one level, but I could see that he was taking the energy in and he was feeling it. And I meet so many people who are drawn to me and who wish to, I guess they want to open and experience, but they're unsure, and that's okay, because they might leave and come back at a later time. But everyone is very special just through the connection. So the soul connection that we have, and as I said, this is not something that this is something that I share. It's energy that I share, and I am out of the way there in terms of what the energy is able to do, and living in it, and which has been quite a while for me, in terms of me consciously living with it and becoming more and more conscious and more aware since 1995. I just find it fascinating, the way the energy works. So that's what I'm sharing today, is this message of spirit and energy, and also how we do connect on a deep level, and our soul connection and this unity that we experience together, which is unspoken. There's a beautiful merging of light, and the heart opens, and there's a sense of this magic. I was going to use the word magic. It is magical, but it's more than that. It's very very loving, really loving energy. And it's amazing that I can be somewhere and feel very lost, having lost my space, my home, my grounding, and continuously feeling drawn back into that space because it's a natural unfoldment of me processing what needs to be processed. And obviously, this shift in our consciousness that we're experiencing. The higher self and the body is a very interesting process. I'm finding that I'm not meditating so much recently, which is very interesting. I've always been very aware of this meditative state that I live in, and this place of unity that is part of this union with Source. But as I release, in some levels, I'm releasing what it is to meditate. And I know that, and I trust the energy that's coming through. So I know that if I'm not meditating as much, that there is a reason for this. And the purpose in it is the integration of the higher self and this shift that I'm experiencing with the crystalline body. Life is a meditation. So I can see I've been saying this for a few years. I've had people coming to me and saying, what's happening to me? Because they've either been Buddhist or they have been Hindu or they're Muslim or whatever it is. And they've reached a point where they are not receiving the energy that they received from the meditations. They're finding that the meditations through their tradition is no longer uplifting them. And I can understand why, because we're coming into Source, which is very much an internal process. The external belief systems are shifting, and they have been for a long time. So these traditions, which I have a deep respect for, and I actually have a great love for as well, as they merge into one, everything becomes Source. So therefore, the prayers and the rituals, the ceremonies around the belief system, and they are really beautiful, these ceremonies. I've taken part in a number of them, and I also really, as I said, respect and have a great deal of love for these really ancient sources of prayer and the purifying and the cleansing of these energies, and they're very colourful rituals, which I have enormous respect for, and which I, as a woman, I feel a great deal of love for them through my heart. But as we go through these shifts in our consciousness, they're changing. Or we are changing, I should say, and our attachment to the external is changing. I find this, there's been a deep sadness inside me, I feel, connected with this, because I feel there needs to be, as part of our essential makeup, that there needs to be recognition that we need to bless Mother Earth and show gratitude. And it's a big part of me, which, and it just happens automatically. But when I look at the earth around me in this part of the world, there is so much neglect. The buildings in Edinburgh and the history is not always protected. And I personally have a great passion for architecture and for this old stone. And I believe that a lot of the stone that is being used has been part of the earth at different times, and that there will be prayers in the stonework that's been used to build these buildings and at the time they were built. But there needs to be gratitude and a sense of belonging with the sensitivity of these roots in the earth that come through these amazing sources, the buildings, the history, the energy, and what it's composed of. So this deep awareness that we have of one another and everything that's moving at the moment, there's so much movement going on with souls moving around the earth, people going into other people's spaces for short periods and leaving, and it's just amazing. But there's also a sense of loss that I feel with regards to our reality, which is shifting. These timelines and these shifts of time that are experiencing, that I'm experiencing, are they feel very ungrounding for me, as these waves of energy come through, and it's not that I'm aware of time, but there's a sense of movement that's moving me into a different aspect of time. And maybe that something is about to happen, or I'm reaching out for something and it just disappears. And there's a sense of frustration that comes when you experience this a lot. You get this feeling of, oh, I just take a deep breath, I'm like, okay, just breathe, and breathe through this process, because it's a deepening into that essence that I speak of. And also, there's so much being released for all of humanity. I feel that I'm probably feeling all of it all at once sometimes. And I feel this sadness come through me. It's just a wash of energy washing through my whole system. I feel the tears well up and then they dissolve and disappear. My eyes have been very irritable for a few weeks now. And it's just this cleansing process that we're experiencing. Wow, it's really, really powerful. So I just wanted to share some of that magic with you today, that there is a purpose behind it all. And not that I forget it, I just feel very tired sometimes. And there's this kind of weariness happening of, I don't feel as if I'm able to really do anything or achieve anything at the moment, because this is taking up my whole existence. And sharing the meditations is a very much part of the process of opening and being able to really share these energies of heaven coming down to earth, and this very deep connection that we have with Mother Earth. So I'm just sending energy into Mother Earth as I speak, and I'm just asking for a blessing, and I'm just sharing this blessing. And this deep sense of connection that we have as infinite souls, and how we unite through the heart, and this expansion at heart level. Where there is no mental capacity. It's a place of freedom. Everything is one. So I'm just blessing this oneness, the source of all life, and this wisdom and freedom we share. And blessing all nations, the beauty of culture and language, and these amazing sources of communication as we live a multi-dimensional life. Where all is being raised into the one source of all life. Unity and balance. So blessings, everyone, and have a beautiful day. And I'll speak to you soon. Namaste.